Alright, today I'm going to give a quick rundown on how to give your Polaris Ranger a free 2-inch lift. Alright, first of all, your shocks. I moved my shocks from the inner mounting hole to the outer mounting hole. When I did that, on all four corners, it raised my vehicle approximately an inch, maybe just shy, about 7/8 of an inch. I did that to all four corners, the rears also. The rears were actually a little bit easier, except for the tailpipe side. It's a little bit harder to get in with a wrench and tighten that side down, but moving them from the outer positions, or moving to the outer position from the inner, made a huge difference. Like I said, almost an inch lift. The next thing I did was move these cams. Now, when you have this thing jacked all the way up and it's at full extension, you can literally turn these by hand. There's no preload on them. There's plenty of room. You might need the spanner wrench to turn it like the last notch or two, but I'm telling you, it was really easy to turn because there's literally nothing on them. So when people say, oh, you know, you're increasing you're stiffening the spring and blah, blah, you're not stiffening it. The only way to stiffen your springs is to buy new springs that are stiffer. You haven't changed anything. You're just literally, this is like a spacer. It's no different than putting a spacer, you know, underneath your springs. I mean, it's just, you're just lifting the machine up. That's it. Also, I went from the factory tires, which say they're 26 inches. No, they are not. They only measure at 25 and a 2. So I went to true 27-inch tires. I went with the Sedona Ripsaws. So they're actually true 27-inch tires. So with the shock in the outer position and the cams adjusted all the way up, I literally got over 2 inches. At first, it did settle a little bit, but if you measure your stock machine right now, which I got my tape measure here, I'm about to measure it for you here on what I'm looking at now. With my adjustments and the bigger tires, I went up almost 3 inches. I was sitting at 9.3 inches in the front. Now I sit at 12.5. So you're looking at, you know, 3 inches of lift, just, you know, of clearance, just from doing the shocks. And, you know, going up to a true 27-inch tire, which the dealership said was fine. It wouldn't void my warranty. Because that was the things I was mostly wanting to stick to, is not voiding my warranty at all. And then in the back, since the engine does sit over the rear, you know, so you got a little bit more weight in the back, it'll level out nice once you get past yours in the front. In the rear, we're at about 11.5. I'm trying to get down a little bit. Yeah, about 11.25 inches. So in the rear, it sat right at just a little over 8 inches. So like I said, you went with the adjustments to the shocks and the tires, you went up almost 3 inches. So I mean, it's a good bit of clearance. Also, you can measure your air intake. That's another good place. And let me see, when I first measured it, I was sitting at about 34 from the factory, a little under. Now you can see where the air intake's at, is sitting at about 36 5/8. So like I said, there again, you're looking at close to 3 inches of lift, because it was actually just a little under the 34-inch mark when I measured it before I did the shocks and the tires. So I didn't change anything really. I didn't void the factory warranty. You know, I'm still all within, you know, what the guidelines are for, you know, making alterations to your side-by-side, especially if you have a 5-year warranty like I do. It still rides the same. Nothing really changed. I mean, it's still as soft as it ever was. I mean, because like I said, you're not stiffening the springs unless you're changing out the springs. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. I did another video on this, and a few of my buddies said I had to do a different one, kind of like, you know, a shorter version or explain a little bit better. I don't know. I think it's rides fine. I'm able to traverse a little bit higher logs than I was when I first bought this thing, going on the backside of my property. So it works well. Like I said, questions, comments, shoot me a line, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed this, and don't be afraid. Lift your Polaris up. Even if you have stock tires on it, lift it up, give you some more clearance, keep you from tearing up the bottom of it. Thanks for watching. Bye.